Alright, guys, we are doing assignment number 4 this week. I think it's what it is, section 1, assignment 4, something like that. How did online gaming influence the home console? How does streaming affect broadband? And how does Microsoft Kinect sensor raise questions of privacy? Online gaming influencing home consoles, that's going to go back to things like original PC gaming and online gaming. I always think back to things like Doom. Was one of the first kind of online gaming experiences I had, even before Quake and whatnot, with our WAD system and be able to customize gameplay, play with people online, competitively, cooperatively, was revolutionary for its time. All core gamers owe id or ID, however you want to say it, the creators of the Doom franchise, a great deal of homage because of what they did back in the 1990s for the FPS or first-person shooter genre in online gaming. Without them, we wouldn't have games today like Call of Duty, Halo, Gears of War, just to name a few. We also own a lot of verbiage we use today on a daily basis for things like noob or frag or kill death ratio, and of course deathmatch. When in fact, it was able to take the work they put into a title like Doom 3, and were given enough insight on the and data on it to cross it over to the Xbox 360 console in a legitimate manner. So things that we saw back then from PC gaming, from Quake and Doom, and Unreal Tournament and all these kind of forerunners, and even they weren't the first ones, but they're the first ones to kind of get it right. We see and we take for granted on a daily basis in any FPS or any kind of online game, and we even think of things like Dungeons and Dragons. We used to be, it still is, but a set top game or a table game where it was all in the imagination. Now you have things like Warcraft or World of Warcraft and Diablo, these online massive multiplayer games that anyone from 1 to a billion people can be playing together at the exact same time. And we see more of that happening into the consoles. It was PC for a long time, but now with like Final Fantasy 14 was initially an or a PC only online game that was then is then being ported to PS3. It was supposed to be done last June. Now we're seeing hopefully here within the next month or so a good port to the PS3, and the future, who knows what it's going to hold with the PS4 announced now and other Xbox titles that are going to do both of those. It all started with the PC, but now with consoles catching up to what PCs have been able to do for a long time, we see more and more of that taking place, which is fantastic. Moving on to the next section, which was how streaming affects broadband. Let me get back to my notes here on that. Streaming content pushes the need for broadband internet, and therefore, or to the forefront of the media world as a whole. So with everything being streamed now, we have Netflix being streamed, you have content being streamed, you have the games being streamed. So much so that everything from I can purchase a brand new Xbox 360 game or PlayStation 3 game and download it to my console without having to go to the store and purchase it. That's something we never had before. Now that's something we can do on a daily basis. Streaming content, as far as streaming music and videos, you have Hulu Plus and Netflix that can stream your content instantly. So with all the things that are being streamed, whether it's music or videos or gaming, in everything we do, it pushes the need for a faster broadband connection here in the States to the forefront. With the ability to watch almost any TV show or movie through services like Netflix or Hulu Plus, or music through services like Pandora or Rhapsody, Napster, all these different things, that we need that connection speed. But through that connection speed, what does it need to be? What does the connection speed need to look like as far as for the devices it can handle? With everything running off wireless now, I'm doing my entire assignment tonight on my iPad, which I'll then upload wirelessly through my wireless network to YouTube, and then edit it on my laptop on YouTube through my annotations, and then it'll finish uploading, and I'm sure even the professor is going to look at it wirelessly on a laptop. Everything is done through these networks. And it's all streamed. It's all something we can access instantly. Everything we do on YouTube is typically streamed from the YouTube servers onto our devices, and so streaming is everything, and it's the future. Being able to do anything at a win, cloud-based gaming, the Xbox, Microsoft Cloud, Sony's Cloud, Apple's Cloud, everything is accessed instantly. I can take a game save, I can save it on my console through the cloud though, and access it at a friend's house, and I can have all my data. Whether it's a single-player game that we're playing together like Skyrim, I want to access my character, pick up where I left off, but on his TV at his place, I can do it there. Or if I want to access my Borderlands 2 character that I've got up to, level 48 as a Necromancer and be able to play on their console with them, it's all done through streaming, through the cloud, through different services like this, which are things that didn't used to exist that now we take advantage to on a daily basis. Moving on to the third piece of the assignment, which is how does Microsoft Kinect sensor raise questions of privacy? This is an interesting one, and I think an old question. I think we're past the issues of privacy and what people care about privacy for it, even though it can be a little scary for some people, but it's like having your driver's license number out there. There's 1,000 other ways to access your information than just that right there. Could Microsoft technically, or maybe even logistically, turn your Kinect sensor on and see you in your living room at any point in time? Maybe. That's up to stuff like that, I guess. But I don't see Microsoft doing something like that. Maybe that's just me not believing in Skynet and things taking over. But it is what it is. There's a potential for a huge violation of privacy. There could be lawsuits over if this becomes reality. But I don't see that being what it's actually used for. We've seen more things happen, or more advantages being taken advantage of from the Kinect sensor bar than what the Xbox even can do. We have surgeons using the Kinect sensor technology and integrating it into their surgical devices as far as doing surgeries without actually having their hands in a patient now through things like the Kinect, which is amazing. So the privacy stuff, it's always there. Anytime you're connected to anything on an online network, whether you're shopping online, whether you're browsing internet pages online that just has your email attached to it, or you're doing your online banking, there are privacy issues. I don't think the Kinect sensor really has much more than the rest of them do, that most people do on a daily basis. I think people can be more scared of it or more worried about it just because it is viewing into your home, into your living room, into your bedroom, wherever it is, that there's some concerns there. But I don't see it as any more of a troublesome issue than it is making a purchase through my Amazon Prime account and having something shipped to my house 2 days later, or doing my online banking from my cell phone, my iPad, or my tablet, or my laptop. It's information that's out there that is accessible. If someone wants it bad enough, they're going to get it. And I'm not going to let it ruin my day-to-day life with that worry of what could possibly be. But that's, I guess, the end of today's assignment. Cool.